This episode of On the Line is presented to you by Living.fit, your one stop for all your fitness needs. Make sure you go download the app Living.fit today. Now here's the show. Welcome to On the Line. Today is Friday, March 11th. We got a great show for you guys. We got Lerone Murphy on the show. But first and foremost, you're listening on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button. If you're listening on Apple, Spotify, Deezer, Stitcher, Google, whatever your podcasting platform, make sure you hit that follow button. Maybe leave a review. That'd be pretty cool. But anyway, we catch up with Lerone Murphy. Originally, we were supposed to talk about Nate Landwehr, but obviously he pulled out. So we get to the bottom of that. Just get to know him a little bit, give him some questions he's probably never heard. So that's a great interview. Make sure you check that out. He's a great guy. Anyway, we also give you guys some medals for the week. Do that every week. That's always a good time. And then we wrap up with UFC Vegas 50, the Chris Moutinho Revenge Tour. So without further ado, here's Lerone Murphy. We are joined by a very special guest. He was supposed to be fighting here in a couple weeks, but for unfortunate reasons, he is not. We're going to find out here in just a second. We're joined by Lerone Murphy. My man, Vegas. How's it treating you?
Oh, it's amazing, Do you know what? Obviously, because of the pandemic and visa issues and stuff, I've not been able to get here. But now I'm here. I'm happy. I went to the PI yesterday for the first time. Had a look at the Apex and stuff like that. But the PI is just crazy, man. It's just got all the best equipment. It's got the best physios. It's got the essence. It's got everything you need as a fighter. So I'm happy.
They hook you up really well too. They give not even just food. Like I saw you got supplements too. Like they give you literally everything you could want.
Everything you need. I've got all the best supplements. I've got a big box of supplements there because I don't know what I need to be taking or anything. I've got a meeting with like a nutritionist today. I think they're going to do like some measurements and some like body testing and stuff like that. So just to get the best out of me as an athlete.
That's so cool. It's so cool what they do over there. Does it make you a little bit kind of think to yourself like, man, maybe I should move to Vegas. Maybe I should move to Vegas and take advantage of all this.
Of course it does. I feel like the fighters that are training out of Vegas are at an advantage. I went to what gym was it? I went to a gym yesterday anyway, and it's just like literally 2 minutes from the PI, and I'm thinking, imagine just going to training there and then just walking around to the PI. It's mad.
It's crazy. It's nuts. It's nuts. They set it up so like you guys can really take advantage of all these opportunities. But as we said at the very beginning, unfortunately, you're not fighting here in a couple of weeks at UFC Columbus. What's happened? What's going on?
Yeah, so a few weeks ago, I tore my SC joint, which is the joint that holds your collarbone and your sternum. So that this joint here that joins it all together. So I wasn't even able to lift my arm. And that was sending my neck into spasm, so my neck was literally, I couldn't sleep or anything, so I've been in pain. But I tried to save the fight. I tried to give it a week and just see if it calmed down a bit, but it only seemed to get worse. And I thought, instead of leaving it till the last week and pulling out and my opponent not getting a new fight, then to just give him time and try get sorted and get out as soon as possible.
It takes two to tango in the situation. Like, yeah, you got to look out for the other guy to at least give him a little bit of a heads up.
Of course, yeah. That'd be horrible for me to know about it for a few weeks and then me to pull out in the last minute and he not fight. Like, he needs to feed his family as well. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's just one of them.
It's happened to you a little too. It's happened to you a couple times, so you know what it's like to have someone pull out and then not even be able to fight. So which is unfortunate. But obviously, you go next week too. We got the UFC London card, and I know unfortunately you're not on it. But what was why weren't you? Was it a UFC decision? Was it like you just kind of being like, every time I'm booked for London, it gets canceled and it doesn't even happen, or like what was it for you?
Do you know what? It's just a crazy situation. Do you know what? The UFC just wanted me to make my US debut actually, because I've only fought in Abu Dhabi, and I think they just wanted me to get out over here and make use of the visa and whatnot. So I'm not sour about it. It's just one of them things. I wanted to fight in the US at some point anyway, and I feel like my time will come in London. My time will come one day.
Eventually you'll get booked for London, and they're not going to cancel it, or you won't have like a fight cancellation. It's got to happen at some point, right?
Some point. Hopefully, I feel like life's just waiting for it to fall into Manchester, like the show be in Manchester instead of London, and then that's when I'll be on it. Co-main event. That's how I see it going. Or main event. Sorry.
Or anyway, exactly. I mean, no pun intended, but it's like you took a bullet for the people of London, you know? Or did you let that card go through? But I do want to ask a question about, I mean, like everyone who's watching this probably is aware you were shot when you were 20 or 21, but this is where we were a little bit different. This is my question: is do you think it conditioned your chin to be able to take a shot better based on that?
Nah, not at all. Do you know what? It conditions the mind though, because it feels like, what else can somebody really do to me? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, what
Hmm.
I've been the closest to death you can be. So, like, I don't fear nothing or nobody.
And again, like Tony Ferguson wishes he could condition himself like that, but it is what it is. So I want to run it back to your last fight with Americana. You get this viral KO, the knee flying into the face, um, and then but before the fight though, you were feeling sluggish. So like, did you start to pick it up once the fight really got going after you were held down for 5 minutes, or was there a fear after the first round, like shit, dude, I'm still feeling sluggish, I can't get going?
Do you know what? It was like, it wasn't that I was feeling sluggish. It was just like I don't know. It's like a mental thing where it felt like I was just training almost, and it was like, okay, do you know what it was? I feel like the camp was so not negative. Yeah, it's negative. It's like what he's gonna do to me, kind of thing. So it's like when I got in there, the first round was about stopping him from submitting me, basically, instead of winning the fight. Do you get what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
it was more like, if you watch the fight, you'll see it's more defending certain transitions, defending the choke rather than getting away and doing my thing. So after the first round, I got warm then and I thought, right, it's on now. I needed that first round, but I can't afford to keep giving away the first rounds. Do you get what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
that's something I need to figure out.
For some people, though, I mean, like, I don't know if it's a mental thing or maybe it's like a strategic thing. Sounds like for you, it's not like a strategic thing. It just kind of happens. It's like you feel them out for a round, kind of get a feel of like, okay, they're going to do this, 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 and this. And then they do their work in the second round. So it sounds like for you, though, it's more or less just like, I want to do it in the first round. It's just, I don't know what it is.
I always want to get people out there as quick as possible, because you just never know what's going to happen in a fight. You just want to just get in and out, get the next fight, onto the next fight. But you know what? I also knew that he would start to fade and get tired, and I could feel it towards the end of the round. I could feel his grip it wasn't as tight as it was at the start. So
Hmm.
I felt him fading, and I just knew my time would come. Really, I was just being patient.
Was it? Obviously when you fight a wrestler at that, I'm assuming most of the game plan probably is like uppercuts, knees, things like that. Like you're trying to
Mm.
figure that out. What was your kind of tell to know that he was about to shoot for the takedown? You're like, okay, I can do this knee.
Do you know what? When I went southpaw and I threw the overhand left, he kept ducking his head, and I knew he wasn't comfortable with my feints. So when I feinted the second time, he then went for the single leg, and I brought my leg back, and I knew if I throw a feint and throw the right, he's going to dip his head into it. I could see his reactions. He was very very scared of my attack.
Hmm. So there it is, and then you got it, and then you knocked him out. Is that the fight you met Hezbollah?
Yeah, it was actually. It was. You know what? Everybody was over there for that. When Peter Yan or any of the big Russian fighters fight, the the whole world comes out, man.
Oh yeah, for sure. And he's a hell of a fighter too. But Hasbulla, like, what was I gotta ask? It's like obviously he's kind of taken over this internet sensation. When you go over there to meet him, I know you're one of the hundreds of people probably to meet him. Does he have
Yeah.
like a security around him, or like how is the process of like Hasbulla? Does he just have like a whole like crowd of like security around him, or like what is it?
Do you know what? It was like it was in the hotel lobby, so there was a lot of fighters around him. He's got his little entourage, and he's got a few people around him and stuff. But when I went to take a picture of him, it's like there's already probably 20, 30 people before me. So I think by the point of me coming over, he was pissed off, man. He couldn't be asked of it. But yeah, man, he's a cool kid,
Don't
cool
want to piss
guy.
off Hasbulla, man.
Nah,
He'll throw a punch. Did he punch you? Did he punch you?
I didn't know, but I kind of wish he did. It would have been funny.
No, it would have been funny. He loves throwing those. He sucker punches you. Not, no, actually, no, not a sucker punch. I'm not gonna say his bull's a sucker puncher. But he'll throw some punches. What was And I know obviously you pretty much every fight you've pretty much had in UFC has been in Fight Island in Abu Dhabi. But was it even weirder though fighting on a Wednesday, like in the middle of the week?
Mm,
So I feel like that's got to be so weird, like in terms just in
yeah,
general.
yeah. It's just like your whole day could, because usually if you're fighting on a Saturday, you start waterloading on the Sunday. So like you just got to rejig your days, as in Do you know what I'm saying? To like make
Yeah.
it feel like Saturday, but it is a bit weird. But what was the strangest part is I thought at like 6 a.m. maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it felt like it felt weird. It felt strange. It just felt strange. Like I don't know. I can't explain it. It was strange to fight so early.
I thought you were fighting early as hell though for like all the other Abu Dhabi fights, or are those like more
No,
normalized times? No.
there was normal times. Then after that fight, it was fighting at like 7 p.m. and stuff, and that felt normal to me. Do you get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's because they started to put them on at UK times. Maybe because the
Oh
Russian.
yeah. Because you guys, it was more of like UK. It was one of them was supposed to be the UK card, and they moved it over to right. Is that how it was?
No, I don't think so. I think it's
No.
because I think the Russian time might be closer to the UK time. I'm not too sure, but
Well, it's a lot closer than America. I know that
yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the reason. Yeah.
So like, so you said again. So that was the one thing I also want to ask. So like, did you prefer to fight at 6 a.m. or did you like, or like, what was harder? Was it adjusting to the 6 a.m. fight time, or is it adjusting to like fighting in the morning, but really it's like 7 o'clock your time?
It was more like we was up all night and then we fought at like they come down to get us at like 4 a.m. and then you
Yeah.
got to, you know what I mean? It's weird. It's like I was getting ready for bed, like I was going to bed. You know what I'm saying? And I got to go and fight and like it was just strange. But once you get warm and stuff, you're just ready to go. And then when we finished the fight, it's like we went back to the hotel and it was breakfast. Do you get what I'm saying? It was strange. Instead of getting pizza after the fight, was eating like croissants and whatnot.
Oh man, that's gotta be great. So how long are you gonna be in Vegas for?
I'm here for 3 weeks, so yeah, I'm gonna make sure I get my body right and stuff, and then get back home.
So was this? I'm assuming originally the flight probably was always to be to Vegas this early, even with the injury, or was this something that you kind of had to change last minute?
Nah, because I was supposed to fight in Ohio.
Yeah. I don't know if you want to
So,
go to Vegas for a couple days, just check out the
yeah,
PI.
no, I wasn't planning on coming here. Literally, the fight got cancelled, and I thought I'm just sat at home. The injury's not getting better. I want to get healthy, so I just booked a flight here. It was expensive, but I just needed to do it. I just needed to get out here.
And I mean, obviously, it's already worth it. So, like, what's your bucket list then of the Vegas things to do then over the next couple weeks?
Oh, I've not even thought that far. My mind's just on getting healthy, really. That's all I'm thinking about. Dom's coming out here today he's driving up from San Diego. So I'll meet with him for a bit. And I think I might even actually go back to San Diego for the last week, maybe.
Dude, I recommend. You should go to San Diego. It's awesome
Yeah, I love
over there.
San Diego. I love San I've been before.
Yeah, it's the best. It's the best. So, I know you're a big gamer. I know you like Call of Duty, you like FIFA.
Yeah.
Do you also play the UFC video game? Because I know you pretty much just watch UFC all the time.
Yeah. I play. I like to switch up the games. I get bored or get angry at a game, and I just switch it off, and I won't play it for a week. So I like to alternate between the three.
So what's more frustrating then? Is it the elbow and calf kick spammers, or the hackers in Call of Duty?
I think the UFC is more them the people that take you down and like because all that ground game is just annoying. It just does. When you get somebody that's really good at it, like you can't move, it's just like it's boring. Like let's fight. The game. Let's fight. Let's stand up and fight.
The stand and bang mode. You just gotta just go into the stand and bang mode when you go on the stand and bang, stand and bang. No, the UFC, the Call of Duty hackers. I will say though, I don't play on. Do you play on console or do you play on your PC on a PC?
I'm on console.
All right, so you don't have to worry. So do I. So you've never seen like the flying cars and shit. Like
what?
You've never. Okay, so there's these hackers like on computer. Again, this is TikTok. We talked about like before the interview. There's these guys who like hack the games. Like they can like get in their car, like those like the 4-person like SUV or whatever, and they'll get them in the air and they're like flying cars and they'll like fly through buildings and shit and kill people.
What's the point? This is. You know what I'm saying? I don't get the point of doing that. All that like it's unrealistic. You know what I'm saying? Like people are mad.
No, they're crazy. That was okay. Yeah, those are some definitely some of the hackers as well. Like that makes sense. Why you may not have picked the hackers. Like it's pretty fucking frustrating. Yeah. It's pretty fucking frustrating. So, are you an Ultimate Team guy then on FIFA?
Yeah, my team. Do you know what? I don't. Do you know what? At the start, I spent like not a lot of money, but I was spending money on the packs and stuff. And I thought this is pointless because when September comes around again, you got to start again fresh. With
Mm-hmm.
I'm not falling into that trap, so I just built up my team slowly, but I've got a good squad now.
They get you early, and then eventually got to
Yeah,
realize that's whatever. Who's your team then? What do you got for your lineup?
I've got Cristiano Ronaldo centre forward. I've got Foden on the left. I've got Salah on the right. I've got Pogba and who've got in the centre? Ben Arami or something. I don't know. He's like a team of the week player or something. I've got Varane. I've got Varane and Van Dijk centre backs. I've got.
Hey, you don't need to pay. You don't need to pay to get these good teams. You're set.
I think I've got Arnold right back, and I've got Robertson left back, and who've got in net? I think the Tottenham keeper. What's his name? I've got the Tottenham keeper in net as well. I've got a good team. I've got De Bruyne and stuff like that. I've got a good squad.
Well, that is a good squad. It is a good squad. So I know you're a United guy. I mean, season didn't go great. So is Ronaldo. Is it a failure bringing back Ronaldo?
I think so. I feel like they felt that he was going to save the team, but he might actually be hindering the team. And I feel like it's just I feel like it is deep rooted problems in the club. There's the management and obviously the higher up, the people that are running the club. So I feel like under better circumstances, it would have been good, but at the minute, it's obviously not.
Not the timing wasn't right. Just wasn't right for Ronaldo to come back. But I know you were a promising football player at one point. Then
Yeah,
obviously the injuries took you away. Now this is we're a little different here. Were you a flopper? Did you sell the fouls or did you fight through it like a champ?
What's that? Sorry.
Were you a flopper? Were you a guy who would like sell the fouls when you were playing soccer? No.
You know what? My brother used to always do that, and even when we play on the park, he'd do all that stuff and like. But I wasn't that person.
That makes sense and why you're then fighting. Because like I was gonna say, like you're a flopper, then you go fight in the UFC. Like that shit doesn't connect. That's probably though why the football gods fucked you over. You weren't playing the game. You're like, all right, he's not gonna flop. All right, no, you're out. What were the injuries? Like I know it was your knees, right? That was the reason you couldn't play anymore.
Yeah.
Have they been like rehab now to the point where like let's say theoretically if you wanted to make a comeback, like you're not going to, but if you wanted to, like your knees would be able to hold up, or are they still a little they couldn't handle like the
yeah, my knee's good now. It's just one of them. It's just the timing of it and everything. Like obviously, as you know, when you're playing football, the window to actually getting signed and getting a contract is very small. And like once you get to like the age of 16, 17, it starts becoming smaller and smaller. Do you know what I mean? So when I got injured, I think what was I? So I must have been 15, and then I'd done like the first few weeks of rehab, and then I stopped going because it was boring. At that age, you don't understand what that's going to do. And I stopped going, and then after that, it was just week and week for like. So I stopped doing any sort of training for years, and then maybe like 19 years old, I started going just to the normal gym, doing a bit of weight stuff, and then I met a physio, and he kind of said, your knees weak. You need to start building up, and then I started MMA at about 22 years old.
Wasn't right after the incident that you started?
It's so that incident happened in May 2013. I think I started MMA like the start of 2014, so maybe 7 months after or something.
7 months after. Okay. So yeah, that makes sense. That sucks, but there it is. Have you played since? Have you played pickup?
I played a bit, just like with the boys in the park, but I've totally lost it. Like everything is poor now. It's mad.
Bad form, everything not there. But it was would you ever like? I think the funniest thing then probably is like you try to do some move and like you do one move, you just start it off and it's completely off. You just lose the ball.
Yeah, everything. Even like do you know what I felt weird when I first started playing. Even like reading the flight of the ball. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's strange, man.
That's weird. Great. That is wild. I was like, do you even carry? I was gonna ask then, like, if you're like, oh yeah, I play all the time. Like, do you carry a soccer ball around? It sounds like you don't even like just dribble around, just casually, just chilling. Don't even do that.
No, not at
No.
all. I've even lost the interest of kind of watch it. I don't really watch it anymore. I watch it from time to time, but I used to be like match of the day. I used to watch that all the time. I used to watch all the games. But now I'm just like a big fighting fan now. I just watch a lot of the UFC and whatnot.
But I mean, to be fair too, it doesn't help either that United hasn't been really great
Exactly,
lately. Yeah.
exactly.
Like that's how I am for like the NBA. Like my team, they suck this year. I'm a Pacers fan, if you even know basketball at all, really. But like they suck, and like it's been kind of hard to watch the NBA because they've been so bad. So like
Mm.
I kind of feel that. But no, so you're a big combat sports fan then. Like do you? I'm assuming you watch everyone and not just UFC then, right?
Yeah, if there's certain fights on, I'll watch them. Like I watched the Bellator the other day. My friend,
But the Dublin one, that was
yeah,
the crowd was
yeah,
electric. That was
yeah.
electric.
One of the boys from the gym fought on that. Another one was supposed to fight on it, so I tuned into that. And when big fights are on, I'll watch them. But other than that, it's just mainly like your like the smaller shows, you know.
Do you want? I mean, boxing then too for the big boxing shows.
The big fights only, really. And I don't watch the prelim fights. I think boxing is boring. Like if
It
you
is.
watch,
I'm with you. I'm only for the big
yeah,
fights. Only for the
yeah.
big
I watch,
fights.
I watch the big fights, but not really the smaller ones.
Yeah, they're not. It's just not the same. It's not. It's kind of like one of those things like an MMA. Like boxing, obviously, you can say something similar, but MMA really, literally, any second, fight could be
Yeah,
over. Whether it be going to the ground, standing, whatever. Like you really, because like, let's say you're a grappler can strike or grappler takes you down, and the guy doesn't have any ground game. It's over. Like it's over.
yeah. It's true. It's more exciting. There's more possibilities
Hmm.
of the fight ending and whatnot. So yeah, I'm more into the MMA.
A lot more paths. A lot more paths.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah. So obviously, so what we usually do on the show is I have my intern come in and ask questions. He's a student. He's in college. He's not.
Mm,
He's in class right now, so he can't make this. So I'm gonna ask questions for you.
yeah.
But the way this works is usually if you like the question, we move on to the next one. If you don't like the question, usually I'd want you to say I don't like that question to his face, but he's not here, so can't do that. So we'll do the questions. I
Yeah,
picked
go
my
on.
favorite ones, so you should like all of them. But again, if you don't like the question, you can tell me, and then we'll wrap this thing on up. So the first one is, who's your favorite footballer of all time?
Favorite footballer of all time, I would have to go with Messi. I'd say
Messi.
Messi.
Messi, not picking a fellow countryman.
Nah, do you know what? As a kid, I used to love Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. As a kid, that used
Okay.
to be my guy. But probably, I think Messi of my time. Messi's the best player.
Okay. Okay. Oh, so you're not even gonna defend your Ronaldo, your player, your man.
I just think Messi's unstoppable, isn't he? He's
Yeah,
unstoppable.
I'm with you. I'm a messy guy too. I'm a messy guy too. Would you rather fight one horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses?
One horse-sized duck, fuck it, or 100. Nah, duck one, just one duck.
Yeah, I would say I saw that. He sent me that. I'm like, I think that's pretty easy. The one ducks, the horse-sized duck's pretty easy. But like a bunch of like horses, like yeah, think how fucking heavy those things are. But if they're like they're so compact and form
Yeah,
mass, yeah. If you had to clone anyone in the world to fight Russia, who would you pick? To like build an army of clones
to fight Russia.
to fight Russia.
Uh, I don't know. It'll have to be like
I picked John Jones. John Jones is my pick for this. Just
John
because like
Jones.
John Jones doesn't give a fuck. Like John Jones, like he's a great fighter, all that other kind of stuff.
Andy,
He lives by
Andy,
his own rules.
yeah, Andy can shoot, so yeah, maybe.
Yeah, he plays by his own rules. He
Yeah,
doesn't he
yeah,
isn't
yeah.
he isn't afraid to be a little reckless. You know what I mean? So move on to another one. Who's a better rapper, Jake Paul or Tyron Woodley?
Jake Paul. I've not really heard Tyrone, to be honest. I say this they're on the same level.
Okay, all right.
So what?
All right. Next one. If you had to pick one guy from the UK to win the title, not named you, who would you pick?
To win the title next? I think Rocky, Leon Edwards. I think he's the closest to. he's fighting for the title next as well. I think he's got the best chance. I feel like skill wise, I feel like he's the best fighter right now.
No,
Right.
I would say that too. I love Leon. Leon's what was it? I feel like also feel bad for the guy because he's literally had the shittiest luck throughout his entire career, which is brutal. It's brutal. And also I think he's the best matchup for Usman. That's just me. That's just
it's good. It's gonna be a good fight. It's gonna be a good fight, that one. I'm looking forward.
Oh, it's gonna be awesome. And so it's gonna be my thing. I'm looking forward to is seeing if Usman's really just gonna keep trying to stand or if he's gonna mix in more grappling. Because
he's gonna wrestle. He'll wrestle. I think.
A lot more clinch work.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, kind of like the first fight. Yeah. All right, man. So we went through the gauntlet here. Went through the interview. Appreciate you taking time out of your day here in Vegas. Yeah. Glad we finally got this hammered out.
I know. We got it done finally.
It was one of those things where you text me time, I'd wake up and be like, "Oh, that's now." I can't. I'm not gonna be ready. Even though I throw a hat on and don't dress nice, it's still like I look like shit in the morning. But anyway, yeah, that's what we got, man. So if there's anything you want to promote, obviously fight don't happen. But there's other things going on in the world. Go on ahead.
What am I doing?
No, just promote whatever you want to promote. Social media, obviously go follow them everywhere.
Follow me up, El Prezi 145 on Instagram. Follow the journey. I'll be the next featherweight champion for the English guys. Yeah, man, follow the journey.
Exactly. So for me, it's Lerone. See you guys in a minute.
Peace, bro.
That was a great interview with our man Lerone. Obviously, unfortunately, couldn't fight, but it was obviously great talking to him. Looking forward to seeing him fight going forward. But as we said before, this is March. We got a tournament challenge. Bare minimum, the cash prize will be $250. Second and third place, don't know for sure what we're doing for that yet. But no matter what, top 3 people, you get a T-shirt. T-shirts are pretty cool. I'll share with you guys later down the road. But before we get on to UFC Vegas 50, the return of Chris Moutinho, let's go ahead and get into our medals for the week. Let's start off with my honorable mentions. Number 1 is March. College basketball. Yes. I literally just said a second ago, like, this is the best time of the year. If you've been living under a rock and haven't been watching any college basketball, start watching basketball. We've already got like 5, 6, 7 buzzer beaters, and this is only the beginning. We're only in the quarterfinals of pretty much all the major conference tournaments. This is my favorite time of the year. I love this time of the year. And then my other honorable mention,
ridiculous games,
is Antonio Bryant. Or Antonio Brown. I keep calling him Antonio Bryant. Do you ever do that? Like, I don't know why. I met someone else who does the same shit. Where every time they refer to AB, they say Antonio Bryant by accident because no one ever calls him Antonio Brown. They just call him AB. But anyway.
No. It's AB.
It's AB. AB is an honorable mention just because he came out and said he's going to try to buy the Broncos. I don't know with what money. He lost a fuckload of money just by not playing. But anyway, those are my honorable mentions. Let's go ahead and my bronze medal goes kind of back to March. My bronze medal goes to Tommy Kuzi. So for all of you at home listening, just look him up. I'm giving you a little bit of a buffer to look him up. Look up Tommy Kuzi, St. Mary's basketball guard. That's who he is. Now, for all of you watching at home, I'm going to put the picture up right now. This is Tommy Kuzi. Now, he gets my gold medal because he looks like he could be the dad of every single player on the floor.
He really does.
I'm a big college basketball guy, and I've been watching like religious basketball, like West Coast basketball. And I can't remember when this guy wasn't on the team. He's like, I think he's in his like 5th year. But I wouldn't be surprised if he's back for his 6th year because of the COVID year. Then he comes back for his 7th year because of his fucking medical COVID redshirt graduate year. I don't know. This guy's going to play at St. Mary's forever. But yeah, he looks like he could be someone's dad on the floor. Literally everyone's dad on the floor that is white. So that's my bronze medal, Tommy Kuzi.
Yeah, the way I like to look at it is that man, he's a 5th year. He basically is the dad of the team. Let's be real. Like, come on.
He is a dad. And also, it's infuriating if you're watching him play because, like, let's be real, he doesn't look like he's very athletic. So when he does something and he makes some stupid ass floater, you're like, why can't they just go fucking block it? You see some like 6'10" guy who can jump out the gym, not reject a shit. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, if I was 6'10" athletic, I'd fucking swat that shit to the fucking nosebleeds.
Yeah,
it's that simple. He's not athletic. Come on. Anyway, your bronze medal, Harrison.
So my bronze medal goes to the sport of baseball because we're finally getting the season. It's a goddamn miracle for baseball fans across the country.
There like 10 of them?
April 7th. Yeah, all 10 of them.
Okay.
Hallelujah. But it's an interesting deal because now there are 12 teams in the playoffs. Rule changes they're going to include a pitch clock, which hopefully will speed up the game. The what is it? The designated hitters looks like it's going to be a league-wide thing.
They got rid of the second base rule. I like that rule, to be honest, because if you took like an over, no one cares about your best. But if you took an over and you're a little low, you got that runner on second already. You're like, all right, shit, dude, let's make up some time. But yeah, I like that rule a lot.
Absolutely,
I like the 7-inning doubleheaders too. I
like
just because like for
yeah.
players too, I feel like that was good for them. But what do I know? I'm not one of the 10 baseball fans.
I'm interested to see how the 12-team postseason is going to shake out because that could be good for like obviously me as a Phillies fan who's always been on that brink. Like those teams who are always been on the edge, now they have extra incentive to compete for longer. So I think that's going to be interesting.
I think it sucks though for the teams that like win their division with like a lesser record. I think that sucks for them because they can get fucked pretty early. But yeah, we'll see. No, as a Reds fan, I'm the same way, or as a sort of Reds fan. Reds fan.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of cheer for whoever I'm around. If I lived in Chicago, I'd be a White Sox fan. But like I live in Indy.
Yeah,
I don't really have a team. The people I work with are Reds fans, so I'm a Reds fan during the summer. So that's baseball talk. That's baseball talk.
Yeah, that's all.
There's
baseball
our baseball
talk for the rest of the month.
Yep, that's literally damn right it is. So moving on to our silver medals. My silver medal goes to my former quarterback Carson Wentz. He is the Tinder swindler of the NFL. People just keep throwing him just throw everything to get him. I don't understand how the Colts got back 2 third-rounders and a second-round swap. It doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. I'm all for it. Congrats to Carson Wentz for people still thinking he can like lead a team and be a leader. If Frank Reich is giving up on Carson Wentz,
it's over.
I don't know what else to tell you, man. So it's not it. The fact that like Frank Reich had gotten to apologize to Jim Irsay because of the whole thing too, like that's
so
bad.
Funny.
That's bad. So anyway, good luck to Ron Rivera and the Washington Commanders. Almost said football team. I'm getting used to. We're getting there, but yeah, it's
we're getting there.
We're getting there. But yeah, Carson Wentz, good job, man. It's impressive how it's gonna be funny in like 3 or 4 years. Someone's gonna like sign Carson Wentz, and everyone's like, "Oh, maybe he can finally revive his career."
and people in Philly and Indianapolis are just gonna be sitting
in Washington.
Like, oh my god, he's trying again.
And wherever else he goes next.
Yeah,
it's
the funniest thing is he's gonna have to play against Philly twice and go to Indianapolis next season.
Yeah, it's gonna be bad. The only bad thing is I don't know who the Colts quarterback's gonna be. I have some ideas, but we'll see.
Bring back Jacoby.
Actually, though, at least he
bring back Jacoby.
Yeah, he kind of passed the ball as well as this year. He didn't look too great. Anyway,
anything could be better than Carson, and at least Jacoby is a team player.
There was a throwback to when Jacoby was an MVP candidate on the Colts for 5 weeks. People forget about that. Yeah. I don't forget about that.
He was a dog.
He was a dog.
How can you forget about that?
No, I didn't.
Literally. Yeah.
Some people did. Anyway,
some people did.
Some people did. All right. Harry, your silver medal.
So my silver medal is going out to the Boo Birds this week, and on the day of recording, for those who you don't know, the Boo Birds are those Philly fans who always look for an occasion to boo. And oh my God, do they have that occasion tonight? Because Ben Simmons is going to be sitting on the bench tonight in Philadelphia, and I think the funniest thing possible would be to just ignore him, but like you got to get your jacket.
Eventually, I was listening to someone talk about this. Like, when are the fans going to boo him? Because obviously the camera operators and the director of like the game ops are going to be like, all right, we need to pick the perfect time to put the camera on Ben Simmons. I just maybe they should be like, and at center, Joel Embiid. It shows Joel and then it shows Ben Simmons.
Right to Ben. No,
or James Harden then Ben Simmons. Like that would be pretty funny too.
Something like Joel throws one down or Harden sinks a dagger of a 3. And then the camera just cuts to Ben while the stadium's rocking, and he's just sitting there looking pissy.
Well, to be fair, the Sixers aren't going to need a dagger tonight. Technically last night. It's that suck.
it's gonna be brutal. I mean, no one cares about your bets, but I could make a massive amount of money if things go right tonight. So fingers crossed. But
gamble responsibly.
He's gamble responsibly. But Ben Simmons is trying to turn this into like a thing where he can make a lot more money out of this because he can file a grievance with the Sixers. So maybe wait to boo until the right opportunity, but everywhere else, just give him massive amounts of love. Like, yeah, thank you, Ben. Thank you for James. Thank you.
That'd be pretty funny. Very funny. All right, that's our basketball talk for the week. Let's move on.
Professional
professional
basketball.
basketball. We might have more coming. Anyway, my gold medal.
Yeah.
I'm going to get my gold medal. It goes to the NFL. The past week has been kind of crazy in terms of like you got college basketball. You got, I mean, obviously had the Masvidal Covington fight last week, even though like, which was, you know, it was kind of not just for like the MMA
massive.
world. Everyone was kind of talking about it because Masvidal is that big of a star. Then you also got like, you got these big NFL trades with Russell Wilson going to Denver. You got fucking Carson Wentz getting traded to the Commanders. Khalil Mack just got traded to the Chargers. Oh my God, I'm missing one right now, aren't I? And I can't think of who it is. Wasn't there another guy who got traded?
Bobby Wagner
got cut. Yeah, I mean, like, this shit's kind of going crazy. But that's with the NFL side. That like every time something big happens in the end, like, oh, Aaron Rodgers is coming back. That's what we were missing.
Yes,
that's what it was. Yeah. But anyway, anytime something happens, like whether it be some buzzer beaters in college basketball or Ben Simmons is getting cleared to play or some shit like that, the NFL is like, all right, flip the switch. We need to be the biggest story in the world right now. And they like flip the switch and they're automatically the most important thing. So like, let's say theoretically tomorrow, Conor McGregor announces he's fighting Khabib. And like the UFC's like, yes, Conor is fighting Khabib. The NFL like, all right, let's flip the switch. Andrew Luck's coming out of retirement. And it would just take over the world if that happened. Like it's the way it feels like with the NFL sometimes is like big news breaks and the NFL is like, let's take back over, switch. And then it's all the NFL again.
Imagine like some insane game happens tomorrow or Saturday in college basketball or whatever. Then the Stone Cold Steve Austin glass shatters. The Colts send out the tweet. Guess who's back? Number 12.
Oh, I'm back. Don't get my hopes up. Up. Last year, there was about a month where I genuinely believed Andrew Luck was coming back. But there was inside sources. People all over were saying like he was in town meeting with Irsay and they were all talking. You know, the meeting with Jimmy. If you're an indie guy, you know what I'm talking about. But like it's
Yep.
I was in belief. I can't let myself get into that spot again. Luckily, I haven't heard or seen any inside sources, but if you send me inside sources and it says Andrew Luck's coming out of retirement, I'm going to start believing again, and I'm going to be hurt again.
Yeah.
I'll be hurt.
It always gets you right in the heart. It's like, come on. Please let it be true.
He's my guy. Anyway, Harrison, your gold medal.
My gold medal goes to the main man behind the bench for Indiana basketball, Mike Woodson, because whatever he said to the team at halftime absolutely worked. Hoosiers are all the way up right now. 28-4 run against Michigan. That comeback, chef's kiss.
I'm surprised Juwan Howard didn't try to punch someone.
Honestly, it would have made that win.
I would have been so funny. I thought he was going to swing on the refs. I hate bitching about the refs, but by the way, if you guys can't figure this out, like we're both IU guys. But anyway, what drove me nuts about the game today was like it was one of those things where like I don't bitch about the refs unless it's like really bad. Michigan's super physical. And when they're physical, that means you're fucking fouling. And like I'm cool if you let them play physical, but you got to call it both sides. Second half, they kind of evened it out a little bit more, and I thought it was a little more fair. There were still some crazy ass calls though, but the fact that they came back, overcame that, and they won, like it was kick ass. It was awesome. It was that is a big story. I mean, Indiana is a premier program, but also the fact they came back down 17 and went on that 24-8 run, like that's fucking absurd. It was awesome.
And that ends Michigan's streak of winning in the first round of the Big Ten tournament since what, like 08, 07, 08, something like that.
Absurd, but some are saying.
And the fact that, Jordan Geronimo and Trey Galloway, time in the clutch, perfect.
Some are saying IU basketball might be back. Some are saying.
Some are saying.
So anyway, this is an MMA show. Let's go ahead and get talking about some MMA. So before we begin UFC Vegas 50, their Chris Moutinho revenge tour. First off, you got Diego Sanchez versus Kevin Lee tonight. Tune into that. Like Eagle FC is free. Again, if you don't know who Kevin Lee is, just look up Kevin Lee, Gregor Gillespie, future friend of the program, coming on eventually. But anyway, that one of the craziest knockouts I'll ever see. And it's also one of my favorite John Anik calls of all time. So watch that highlight and get ready for tonight. He has no business fighting Diego Sanchez, but hey, it's a fucking fight. Tune in for that. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure Bellator has a fight, has some I think it's middleweights. No, welterweights fighting tonight. So I don't know. I'm not gonna act like I know a whole lot about it. We're not going in detail about that. Not really a marquee matchup. The next Bellator event, though, massive marquee matchup with our boy AJ. So we'll talk about that when the time comes.
Ooh.
So let's move on in UFC Vegas 250. We're changing things up now. We're not changing up. We're just gonna do one prelim card, then we're gonna do the main card because it's kind of big. But Harry's gonna give me a fun fact about something or someone in the matchup for every single fight. So let's go ahead and get on into it. So I have obviously
just the main card, right?
Just the main card. Don't worry. Prelims. There's only one person on the prelims that matters, and his name is Chris Moutinho. If you don't remember Chris Moutinho, he got his fucking shit rocked against Sean O'Malley on the Conor McGregor Dustin Poirier card. I think the craziest thing is for most, you don't realize this. Chris Moutinho, his chin usually does not hold up like that. Usually gets knocked out pretty damn early and pretty damn quickly. It's so the fact that he was able to take those shots from Sean O'Malley for 3 rounds was like superhuman shit. I don't know what was going on with his head. I don't know how in the world all of a sudden his body is like able to take shots from one of the hardest hitters in 135. Blows my mind. But UFC is smart. They got a little moneymaker, maybe, if you want to call it that, out of a human punching bag. They're putting him against another guy who isn't really UFC caliber. So I was going to say auto fade the fuck out of Chris Moutinho, but you can't really auto fade when they give you another guy who's really not that hot. So maybe next time.
Maybe you just get a slugfest out of it. That would be great.
Yeah, a part of me wants Moutinho to win now, purely off the fact that the next fight I can auto fade him. I think that's what I want. Next time, no one cares about your bets, but auto fade and Chris Moutinho is a great way to make some money. But we'll see.
Give him some better odds.
Actually, it would be so funny if he gets knocked out in the first 30 seconds.
Yeah,
that'd be great.
I mean, that's always the funniest thing, though. Like, who doesn't love seeing someone get their ass knocked down within the first 30? That's come on.
That's great. Anyway, let's move on into the main card. Let's have some fun. So the first fight, we got Alex Pereira versus Bruno Silva. Now, Harrison, there is one right answer for the fact. What is your fact for this fight?
Right. Let me just pull that up. Well, I said that Bruno Silva has won most of his victories by stoppage with 19 out of 22 coming that way. Is that the right fact?
That is the wrong fact. That is a very wrong fact. Alex Pereira is the one person to knock out Israel Adesanya.
I was thinking, damn it.
That's what
I was looking at the stats and I was like, I like that 19 out of 22, but
you want don't go with what you think will get the clicks, and that's you're gonna
gotta go with the gut.
When you watch it, when you turn it up, when you turn on the card, they're gonna probably show that video a million times. If you get on Twitter, they're gonna have that video going all over the place. But to get into the actual fight itself, Bruno Silva is the one to look past, as you said. 19 out of 22 stoppages. I think Pereira's looking too far past his competition. He's kind of looking at Izzy, saying, "Is he scared of the fight?" This isn't kickboxing, dog. This is MMA.
This is straight up MMA.
It's MMA. Yeah. Bruno Silva's fight IQ is higher than Michailidis's, who was Pereira's debut. So this is not going to be flying knee knockout. I really do think. I think Silva's going to win. And it's close to a pick'em too. So it's one of those things too, where it's not like he's a massive favorite against Bruno Silva.
Yeah.
Like he was against Michailidis, but we'll see what happens. He also said, I'm not going to take him down. I'm not going to wrestle. I'm going to stand up and strike with him. Bullshit. He's going to go for the takedown because these guys who come over from kickboxing with only 4 fights of experience in MMA or 5 fights of experience in MMA, you'd be a fucking dipshit to not go for the ground game as someone who's from Brazil and has Brazilian jiu-jitsu. So
absolutely,
you should want to do that. Let's move on to the next fight. Drew Dober against Terrence McKinney, which Terrence McKinney took on 10 days short notice. Harrison, let's hear your fact. We'll see if you dug deep or you just use another fight.
So this is kind of a 2-legger. Ooh. I mean, this is Terrence McKinney's second fight in 2 weeks.
Okay.
He's still in that shape. He's still in great fighting shape. And he's looking to keep his hot streak going after debuting with the fastest KO for debut fighter in UFC history.
All right, well, again, didn't get the fact I was looking for. Terrence McKinney was clinically dead before at one point.
What?
Yeah. Obviously, you don't follow him on Twitter. If you follow him on Twitter, he tweets that like every other day. He was
Oh
clinically dead. He was
shit.
clinically dead. He literally, again, I'm saying it nicely. He posts that literally like every other day in different ways and all that other
Okay,
kind of stuff. But anyway.
I was just researching on the
Yeah.
internet. Oh my
Yeah, this
god.
is a big step up though from his last fight with Virus Zion. I didn't say his name right, but fuck it. Yeah, Dober is a big step up from that. Dober is kind of like a gatekeeper for the lightweight rankings, and to be kind of bluntly, that's like one of the most stacked divisions, so that's nothing to be ashamed of. Dober hits hard like a rock. He has pretty good takedown defense, so I don't think this is not going to go to the ground like the last fight Terrence McKinney was in. To be honest, I think Dober is
Yeah.
going to take him out pretty quick. If we're going to be pretty honest, I like McKinney. I think he's a great guy, great story. Dober is just, I think, a lot better. The only guy to really take Dober down and hold him down and grapple fuck him to death was Islam Makhachev, who really is the #1 contender.
He's that dude.
And he's that dude. So
Yeah.
we'll see what happens.
McKinney was saying that he thinks that they could make fight of the night.
Well, they got to go more than 5 minutes if they want that, and Terrence McKinney hasn't done that in years. So let's see. Again, just if you go back to 2 weeks ago, kind of said it. He's only been past the second round once, and it was a loss of a decision, or he like broke his leg or some shit. And then the other time he went past the first round, he destroyed his leg. It was one or the other. But anyway, yeah. So we'll see if he actually makes it past the first round. And yeah, it'll be a fun fight. It'll be good to see what happens with McKinney. It'll be kind of a good litmus test how good he really is right now. So let's move on into Khalil Roundtree, Carl Roberson. These guys are just gonna stand and bang. It'll be a fun fight. Like I don't need to go too much far into it. I mean, they both used to be 185ers, now they're both 205ers, and they're just gonna swing and bang. That's what we fucking love to see.
Absolutely.
If I had to pick anybody, I would just pick Roberson just because he's gonna come on the show after. But that's not biased. So let's move on into Alex Caceres. Oh wait, no, run back. I need your fact.
Yeah, my fun fact. Roundtree has the 4th most knockdowns in the light heavyweight division, only behind Chuck Liddell, who has the most, Mauricio Rua, and Machida.
Okay. Fun facts. Okay, all right.
Fun fact.
Alex Caceres versus Sadiq Youssef. Let's go ahead. Let's do the next fact.
Caceres has the statistical best significant strike defense in the featherweight class with a block percentage of 66.5.
Did you say Caceres has that? Or
yeah, Caceres has that.
Wow, interesting. Well, these are both two pretty good prospects. I don't even want to call Caceres a prospect at this point. But it's just a good fight. So anyway, for Sadiq, he's come off his first loss in the UFC. Caceres is on a 5-fight win streak, 2 in a row by choke. But I've learned one thing in the sport of MMA and in the UFC is you don't fade the Nigerians. You ride with the Nigerians. They always win. So I'd ride Youssef. I also think Youssef's like body of work is better than Caceres's. I think in terms of like the wins are a little more impressive. I also like him just based on what I've seen better to Caceres. But at the same time, though, maybe Caceres is on a little bit of a late run. We'll see. But anyway, don't fade the Nigerians. You're stupid to fade the Nigerians. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
Let's go on into Marlon Moraes versus Song Yudong. Harrison, other than the fact that I bet you love the name Song Yudong, what is your fun fact?
My fun fact is that Moraes is on the longest losing skid of his career. 3 isn't nothing to sneeze at, but like he's only lost 2 in a row max before this current streak. So you have to think that's in his head a little bit going into the fight. Like I've got to snap this now.
He's been finished 3 times in a row. Finished early 2 times in a row. To be fair, I will say his last fight against Merab, he had Merab wobbled in the first round, who is a friend of the program. And then Merab came back after Moraes' adrenaline dump. Merab finished him in the second round, and that was actually Merab's first ever finish in the UFC. So I don't know if you want. Yeah, that's okay to have on your resume. But anyway, Song Yudong is only 25. This is a great matchmaking thing for Song Yudong against Marlon Moraes. So Marlon he's a fun fighter. He was a fun fighter, but it seems like he's on a pretty steep decline right now with the 3 finishes ends by finish. But it's against really top tier competition. And this is a pretty good test for Song Yudong. Is he on that level with those guys? Are he going to be able to finish him, or is he not? So, stylistically, this is going to stay on the feet pretty much the entire fight. I don't expect them to go down. If Song Yudong can survive the first 3 minutes, I mean, it's over for Marlon Moraes, and Song Yudong has a fucking blockhead of a chin, so he's not going to get knocked out. So I mean, Song Yudong's more than likely going to win by finish, and it's going to be really good to boost his boost that profile, boost that brand. Which sucks for Marlon Moraes. I like him. He's always been a fun fighter. He's one of those guys I always look forward to watch. But the fight game is
It is what it is.
The fight game takes no prisoners, man. It just fucks you over.
It really doesn't.
It really doesn't, except for the best of all time. But I don't want to see that in John Jones.
Well,
but we might see it in John.
Everyone goes down. Everyone ends their career with a loss, pretty much. Like you.
Well, I want to say that. Well, they end on like a skid. They have to beat like lower competition. Yeah.
You know, like there's no one who makes it out undefeated for the most part. Everyone, it's
the only people really to do it are Habib and John Jones. He's undefeated.
They're special cases.
The disqualification's bullshit. But anyway, getting back to the card, let's move on to Thiago Santos versus Magomed Ankalaev. Santos hasn't really looked the same since the John Jones fight, where he just completely destroyed his knees. And to be fair, he hasn't had a finish since right before that, where he finished former champ Jan Blachowicz. But I bet he's looking forward to this next fight because his last fight was a win, but it was like one of the most boring main events in the history of the UFC against Johnny Walker, who was just finished by Jamal Hill. But anyway, he didn't get one of those meme knockouts that everyone gets on Johnny Walker. Yeah, he's on the Johnny Walker pack. But he's also fighting Magomed Ankalaev. He actually has the full beard connection. He bangs too much. He swings too much on the feet to be worthy of just the full ass Dagestani chin strap. So, however, though, I do think he's going to take Santos down and submit him. I think the submissions kind of avoided him his career. He does like to stand and fight, but I do think he's going to take Santos down just purely off the fact that Santos hits hard as a fucking truck. So, I mean, he has a fucking hammer on his chest, dude. Like he is the hammer.
Yeah. You can't have like something on your chest like that without actually being the hammer.
I don't think there's I really hope this fight ends early too. Not because I don't like the guys, not because I don't like the matchup, but just purely because like we need to get on a run of finishes in the main event. I mean, the last fight, was it, 272? We had a decision. Before that, though, we had the Johnny Walker. We had the Islam Bobby Green, and then we had Jamal Walker. But yeah, it'd be nice to get a nice early finish to make up for the decision last time. Even though, I mean, hey, that was a fun card. I thought we might have had a finish, but anyway, it is what it is. That's the card. That's what we got for the week. Honestly, God, I have no idea what the scheduling is in terms of like the guests going forward. So you're gonna have to stay tuned. But anyway, bracket challenge will be coming out though. It's we're gonna give away some prizes. It's gonna be fun. We'll do a little breakdown. We'll do a breakdown of the bracket on Tuesday, and by that, I'll just kind of, as someone who watches a fuckload of college basketball, and I'm honestly dead ass. Like, I don't sit here and tell you I'm the best person to listen to about MMA. I just kind of make it fun. You should listen to me talk about college basketball. I actually know what I'm talking about. I'm an Indiana guy. Like, the fuck? I'm an Indiana guy.
Yeah. If you're from Indiana, you got to know your college basketball.
Exactly.
Like, that's a certainty.
No, we don't say the L word. That's getting bleeped.
No, we don't say the L word. We don't say the L word.
That's getting bleeped.
This is a different case. It's not betting.
It's a to never say
strict Indiana truth.
It's just a that I'm going to constantly say.
Yeah.
It's all that kind of stuff. But anyway, that's the show. We'll see you guys on Tuesday. Guaranteed Jack Shore's on the program. So stay tuned for that. See y'all. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking around with me all the way to the end. I just want to once again thank the sponsor of the show, Living.Fit. If you're looking to better yourself, make sure you go to download the app or visit the website Living.Fit today.